Well, hello. In this lesson, we are going to look at Excel's time series capabilities, and we are going to apply it to a real-world problem. We are going to look at the loss in retail sales in 2020 due to the pandemic. This document is available from the link in the description, and we are going to start by looking at the retail and food services sales. We are going to get this data and download it, and the way that we will do that is go to the link. The link will take us here. We'll go to monthly retail sales, click on this, go to the next page, and the data that we want is right over here. We'll click on it and download the file. Once that is done, we will open the file and it will look exactly like this. And what we have here is we have the data that we care about, unadjusted, retail and food services total. We have 12 months of the year, not all of it for 2020 yet, and we have the monthly data right across the row over there. What it asks us to do is to create a table of the monthly totals from 2014 to 2019. In order to do that, we'll go across here, get the 2014 tab, and I will do File, New. There we go. And right over here, we can expand it a little bit. We can do column widths, and let's open it up a little bit. There we go. We'll have date, and we'll have retail sales. The date is the 72 months starting January 1st, 2014, and then we will do February 1st, 2014. And if I have that and I drag it down all the way to row 73, I'm getting all the way up to, well, let's do a little bit of copying here. I am in 2014. I need January to December. I'm going to do a copy, and when I get here, I'm going to do a right click, paste special, transpose, OK. Put my cursor back here, go to 2015, copy, back, right click, paste special, transpose, OK. Go back, 2016, copy, paste special, transpose, 2017, copy, paste special, transpose, and we're doing quite well. We're doing better than Bon Jovi. It was only halfway there. Copy 2018, and as we saw, we need to go here, paste special, transpose, and finally for 2019. And I'm not quite done yet. I need 2020's data later, so we can't close this file, but paste special, transpose, OK. Show a screenshot of the first 12 rows of your table. A blurred clue is shown below, and so the first 12 rows of the table will be this. We can tidy this up a little bit. Center it, make it bold, and we're good. And the first 12 rows of the table would be the header and take us up to there. A screenshot of that, and we're good with number 1. Forecast the 2020 sales using Excel's forecast sheet routine. Select the following options: forecast to the end of 2020, uncheck, 12, include statistics, click create. Here we go. If I simply put my cursor here, I can go Data, Forecast Sheet. Excel sees where my data is. I'm going to click Options here, and we want a forecast to not to 2021 but to 2020. Let's see what the other uncheck on this, which got rid of the blurs over there. Set the seasonally manually to 12. Sometimes we need to tell it, but Excel saw. Include forecast statistics. It's good. It says the timeline is in A and the values are in B. We needn't be concerned about this. And amazingly, it says click Create. There we go. Indeed, we have the forecast over there. And what we want to do is to move it to a new sheet. Let's just get here. Move chart to a new sheet. And we need to call this Sales Forecast. We'll do OK. Zoom it down to 110%. And here we go. We have the actual retail sales for the 6-year period. And we have the forecast for 1 year. We have the amount in millions over there. Do not add a title or graph title. So a screenshot of your graph, and this is good. What we can see is that we have a peak in December, then a drop-off to January. However, not always. We have a drop-off to February for a few reasons, one of which is that February has 28 days. However, right here in 2016, February had 29 days, which meant that we didn't get this little normal blip down. We actually blipped slightly up. This is the forecast, and this is indeed the answer to number 2. Review the sheet with the total sales forecast. Which month has the lowest forecast for retail sales? We're going to go back here. Sheet 2 is the forecast. The forecasts over here for 2020. This is actually the forecast area. It includes December 2019, but that's not forecast. You can see the actual and the so-called forecast being the same. Which of these is the lowest? To do that, we can just use some conditional formatting, top-bottom rules. We want the bottom, not 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, but the bottom 1. There we go. And that will answer number 3. Graph the monthly forecast for 2020 and the actual monthly. Your graph will have 12 months. And let's see, we need forecast and actual sales. I will do forecast sales, one word. Actual sales, one word. We'll open it a little bit here. I like the number 12, 1 dozen. And our months, as we get in the instructions, our months should go from January to December. There it is. We'll go here. February, and I highlight January and February, drag it down. I'm getting all the way to December, and we'll make this bold, and we will set this centered. Much better. The forecasts are over here. And I'm going to go, this is column C, equals C74. Watch, I'm typing, equals C74. I'm not pointing to that cell. To copy it down, get the plus sign right there, swift left, and double click. The actual sales. This is why I needed that. We're going back here to our old friend. We're just going to use our friend once more. There's 2020. January to December. Copy. We can actually close this file now. But we're here. Paste special. Transpose. OK. Forecast sales, actual sales. I'm going to do this. Insert. And we'll take this one here, and I like the markers as well, and we're almost good. We want to move this to move chart to a new sheet, and we'll call this, we'll do okay. And it's a bit big, we need to zoom it down to 110%. The legend should show forecast sales and actual sales. We're good. The graph should be titled. So in the title here, we want to do actual and forecast sales for 2020. And we are going to want to include, we'll do a plus sign here, axis titles. We're going here. Monthly sales in of US. Hope there's no spelling mistake there. We should be good. And this is a bit squashed and untidy. So I'm not going to put the word, I got it. We put the word month in here. See if it takes it months. And you know what we can do is we can make it a little bigger. 12 would be good, but it is looking a little squashed. I'm going to leave that up to you to format it nicely and to format this so that it doesn't crowd everything out. We'll do bold, try and unsquash it. The graph should be titled, change the forecast line to a dashed line. So this is the forecast over here. Format data series. We're going to go here. Line. We change it to a black line. I'm going to do compound 1, compound type, dash type. We're almost good. We just have these markers that are still blue. We're going to format the markers, marker options. The fill, we are going to make black. The border, we are going to make black. And I suppose we can keep that, but just for fun, why don't we change it? It looks like it should go black. There we go. So we have the forecast and the actual looking very good for February, and then the actual trails the forecast for March, April, May, June, and then again we're sort of on track for the rest of the time. So let's go back to the Word document. Graph the monthly forecasts. Your graph will have 12 months, January to December. The graph should be titled, and what I don't have is January to December over here. We're going to go back, and I need the words January to December there. I'm going to do a right click, select data, edit, and the range, January to December, okay, okay, and now I have the months, January to December, as opposed to 1 to 12. Still pretty squashed over there. Please try and unsquash it, especially so that it doesn't blur out some of the numbers. We're almost good. Calculate the following amounts: the total forecast sales for 2020, the total actual sales, and the shortfall. We can go back here. To get the total, and we can do shortfall here. If the actual is less than the forecast, I'd like that number to be a minus. So we will do equal actual minus forecast. And so we should get the minuses for when the actual is less than the forecast. We have that over there. We need the totals equal sum forecast sales given actual sales given, and I can just copy this formula across. Put the total in here, make it bold, give it a name, total, and this should answer. Calculate the following amounts: total forecast, total actual, the shortfall, and the shortfall being that number over there. It's the sum of the monthly shortfalls, and it should also be the difference between those two numbers. Which month had the largest shortfall? So the largest shortfall would be the largest negative number here. And we can do home, conditional formatting, top bottom rules, bottom 10. And what do you observe about the actual November and December 2020 sales? As you can remember, life was returning to normal over there. We go actual and forecast, and what we can see here is that the actual sales are slightly more than the forecast. I use the word slightly, but if we look at the numbers here, we are over by the actual sales exceed the forecast sales by 7,000 plus million here and 5,500 plus million over there. We used Excel's forecast sheet. We got some statistics over here. The mean absolute percentage error at 0.02, very small. The forecasts are good. Again, we used data and we used Excel's forecast sheet option. And that's all from me.